All right, you guys. So, Ticket TV, like, share, and subscribe as y'all tap on in. I appreciate everybody that's going to join the channel, join this stream, man. I salute to all of y'all in the building, man. Appreciate everybody that's in here, man. And I want to start off this video by saying that, God is great, man. God is great, man. And, you know, there's no weapon that's formed against you that can prosper in this lifetime when you believe in God, man. So when a guy that has so much hatred, so much vitriol, so much angst in his heart, a guy that has basically used his entire platform to try to tear down, lie, defame, put false allegations and accusations and things like that on various people in the black community. But tonight, we will talk about Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. What Jason Whitlock did today was absolutely disgraceful and disgusting, that goes along with the pattern of what we call yellow journalism, lying and putting out false allegations and accusations against a man that he could never pan out to be himself because of all of the failures and mishaps in his life and his career. But for him to do what he did today, which is, I'm about to tell you what he did today, was so sad and so disgraceful. And the crazy part about it is that Coach Prime Deion Sanders has not done one thing to this man. Today, Jason Whitlock, the man that's sitting on the right-hand side of your screen, he had egg all over his face for all of the disrespect that he afforded to Sanders' family and rooting, a fake man of God, rooting for these other men to fail, and being on the record, praying that these guys fail. And he prayed on Coach Prime's son, who's blessed beyond blessings, that he would fail in the NFL. And he said that this man didn't belong in the NFL and he would get exposed and he wasn't a player for the NFL, even though Jason Whitlock himself never made the NFL. He quit in college because of his coach. He quit because he couldn't cut the mustard. And he never could pan out to be what Coach Primetime Deion Sanders panned out to be. So he turned to what we call slander and yellow journalism. But what he did today and the accusations that he made against Coach Prime and against his son, Deion Sanders Jr., absolutely disgusting, disgraceful, and dishonorable. But what's new with Jason Whitlock? Today, Jason Whitlock went on his show with Steve Kim, who's an absolute joke. They're supposed to be a journalist, but he's a joke. We know what's up with him. And he went on the show and told a blatant lie because he had nothing else, because Shadur's play shut his mouth. So he had nothing else to say but to lie on Coach Prime and Deion Sanders Jr. If you don't know, Coach Prime, he went to Shadur's game in Cleveland amidst all of the turmoil and all of the recent beef that's been going on lately, with Shador not playing, being behind Dylan Gabriel. Everybody knows what happened from the draft. Just all these little weak things that have gone on to try to sabotage this young man. But this young man stood strong and believed in God, and he was, you understand what I'm saying? He was tried and true in his plight, right? So he couldn't be taken over by Jason Whitlock. But what Jason Whitlock did today was dirty. Jason Whitlock said on his show today, because he had nothing else, everybody was destroying this guy for hating on that young man who overcame everything Jason Whitlock said that he wouldn't be in 3 weeks starting. But Jason Whitlock accused Coach Prime, and he accused the Prime family. He stated that due to the heat that was going on between them and the Cleveland Browns organization, he said that the Cleveland Browns had asked Coach Prime, his son, and their film crew to tone down all of the filming, all of the extracurricular activity, because it was bringing negative atmosphere, for lack of better words, to the organization, and that it would help Shador if they calm that down. That's the lie Jason Whitlock told today on his channel. You can go right to his fake YouTube channel and listen to that lie he told to try to defame Coach Prime because he didn't know this. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 days ago, Coach Prime pulled up to the Cleveland Browns practice facility. He was invited. And as you guys see, with the jewelry on his wrist and the emblem silver part of the car, that's his son, Deion Sanders Jr., Bucky, filming him as they were invited with the camera crews to have full access to the Cleveland Browns facilities. And Coach Prime stunted on them punks and pulled up in a double R. Prime time, who Jason Whitlock was hating on, talking about his chains. Why is you a coach wearing chains? Why, he wearing chains and a hat and all this other stuff, when Jason Whitlock himself used to wear chains. Jason Whitlock himself used to be on TV wearing a big sexy hat. Man of God. Big sexy hat, talking about he had a small ownership stake in a strip club called Tootsie's. Yeah, you can't lie about that. Jason got you on tape, buddy. And so Coach Prime sent a message that a lot of people didn't get. He pulled up to the Browns organization and stunted on that coach and all those people. He pulled up in the double R with the mink on, with his chains on. You understand what I'm saying? Shining like folks supposed to shine. And Coach Prime was greeted by the Cleveland Brown staff with honor and respect. And his sons were allowed to film all through the facility. They was given full access, but Jason Whitlock lied. And he made false accusations and allegations against Coach Prime. As Coach Prime, as you can see right there, with the mink on, walked in that Cleveland Browns practice facility and shut the whole practice down. All the players wanted to talk to Coach Prime. All the players wanted to take a picture with Coach Prime. Even the damn coach walked up and had to shake Prime's hand and give him a hug. They will bring your enemies. The man himself will bring your enemies to your feet. And as you see Coach Prime pulled up with the slick hat on, the mink coat on, pulled up in a double R with the chain on, iced out. You can't stop this, Jason Whitlock. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Shador is QB1, and he's going to be here to stay. Coach Prime pulled up in that practice facility and stunted on everything. Jason Whitlock lied and said that Coach Prime and his son had been told. He said that the Sanders had been told that due to all of the videoing and all the other stuff, that it could be a distraction. They were told to tone it down. He's a liar. He had nothing else, because he had nothing to go in there and criticize Shador Sanders about today. He had nothing. So what did he do? He resorted to doing what he always does. Lie. Lie. So then, this is where his lie got exposed. Just 30 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. Jason, you are a liar. And you are a sad individual for what you did today. Because you got exposed today. Shout out to Deion Sanders Jr., Bucky. He posted a video on his YouTube channel 30 minutes ago. Coach Prime pulled up to that game yesterday. And you see that man that's hugging him and grabbing his arm and laughing? That white man is the owner of the Cleveland Browns. And he allowed the Sanders family to bring their cameras to get full access of the facilities and full filming access. Jason Whitlock, you are a liar. And not only that, if you listened to the video, which you probably will after I play this, if you didn't see it. If you listen closely to this part, right at the beginning of the video, the owner told Coach Prime that he was welcome there and he'd give him anything he needed. You have people who are yellow journalists, who are haters, and who are disgraceful, like Jason Whitlock, who will lie, openly lie, for no reason but to tear down this man. He can't stand to see when that man hugged Coach Prime and showed Coach Prime that love and that honor and that dignity. He couldn't stand that he did that. That made him feel so bad. Seeing that video just now probably broke his spirits because now he knows, everybody knows, he's a liar and he's discredited. As this man hugged Coach Prime and he told him the whole facility's yours, and Coach Prime proceeded to walk directly to the football field with the cameras from his son on him. Nothing changed. But Jason Whitlock made false allegations against Coach Prime and the family today. He stated that he was told that they were told to keep the cameras and tone down all of the social media and press because it was bringing negativity. And he's a liar. He hates to see this, man. He hates to see a black father raise his son not to be in prison, not to be in the graveyard, not to give his life to the devil, but to be successful. Young black man who made it to the highest level of professional sports when Jason Whitlock couldn't cut the mustard. And he hates that. Why would you hate that? Why would you hate a father who loved his son so much that he made sure that his son did it the right way? He made sure that his son was respectful, honorable, and walked with dignity and all that in between. And for a man like Jason Whitlock to want to tear down his black father and his son, that bothers me. Because they did nothing to Jason. They said nothing about him. They said nothing to him. He has been on a mission to try to destroy these people who have never looked for any type of trouble. And I have a serious problem with that. Because you would lie, put out false accusations, and defame this man's name because of the pure hatred that you have in your soul and your spirit for this man. When you see these trolls online and in the social media and the real media world, this is what they look like on the right hand of your side screen for real. Coach Prime is 57 years old, in excellent shape. Man has kept himself up. He's dealt with a few setbacks, but he ticking. He's in great shape. Meanwhile, some people just let themselves go because they lose dignity, they lose self-confidence, and they lose self-awareness. But I'm glad that Bucky posted that video. Deion Sanders Jr. posted that video 35 to 40 minutes ago, which exposed the biggest lie that Jason Whitlock told today on his show when he stated that they were told that they could not do these things and bring these things around the facility, and that they were told to calm all this stuff down. You are a liar. And the man upstairs most certainly will deal with you, Jason. You are a very judgmental, hypocritical dude. To be a dude who quit, I could never respect you because you talked all this trash about Coach Prime at Colorado. You called him a pee-wee coach and said all of this bullshit about this man. But Jason, you never talked about your school, which was the worst school in college football history, Ball State University. One of the teams that is in last place damn near every year. You never have any commentary about them, except for when you quit. You quit playing football because you said you didn't get along with your coach. And you were so bitter when you quit. What you did was you went to the journalism room and you started to write articles. And you trashed your own team that you were on and talked about how bad they were. You wrote a scathing article on your own team. But look how God worked. When you left that team, when you walked out the door and quit, and you talked about that team like a dog, that team ended up having a great season when you left. And you talked that trash and they made you look stupid because you brought all that hate in your writings into that team. You can never speak about Coach Prime, especially you and a guy like Steve Kim, who's a master of nothing. And when we look at you, Jason, as judgmental as you are, and you talk about God, God, and I say this because I made my mistake. You were the same man that indulged in little punk back and forth with Stephen A. Smith. You were the same dude that instigates and continues to keep beefs going online. You were the same dude who you're supposed to be saved and sanctified, but you sat up there talking about what you would have been capable of doing to Joy Taylor and her peanut butter skin. And you said big old cans. Now, does that sound like a man of God like you claim? Or you going on a public platform talking like that, but you claim you left their life behind you? Weak weasels running around here, like Kwame Brown say. And for you to do that, when there's not a lot of black fathers that's active like that, that's doing it the right way, that's not cheating the system, you, sir, to put out that false accusation and lie on that man's name, you are truly a disgrace. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you can go look at Jason Whitlock's stream today when he talked about Shadur Sanders yesterday. And he specifically stated and tried to make it seem as if, oh, the Browns made them tone their social media down. They told them it was hurting the team. And so they toned it down. You didn't really hear from you, a liar. As Bucky, Deion Sanders Jr., still posting the videos, still down there on half court, getting the footage. And they were still given full access by the owner of the team. You, sir, are a liar and disrespectful. And I pray for you. Like, share, subscribe. I pray that you find that peace and that happiness that seems to have devoided you in your entire life. I always wondered, Jason, why you never had family, why you never had kids. I always wondered. I guess now we know. Like, share, subscribe. Hey, I really appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, supporting the network. Like, share, and subscribe. Once again, there are links. Get the free membership on our website. That way you guys won't miss any of our news update stories or videos. They're all on the website, ticketvmedia.com. You go over there. You can go right to the members part and become a free member. That way you guys will get all the updates. Also, straight drop weight loss formula. Make sure y'all go tap in and copy some of that, as well as subscribing to our podcast show. Link will be pinned at the top of the chat down there below. And also, we just appreciate all y'all who support the channel. Cash App, PayPal.